We're very excited to be here. First, I just want to say to all of you, we are extremely proud of the fact that you guys have come this far. As you know, tomorrow marks the end of the summer component of the program, but we're really excited that you guys have had such a good opportunity this summer, that you've worked as hard as you have. I've heard nothing but great things about the work that you all have been contributing, and I know that yesterday was a very important day in that you had your elections. And so the elections are actually a very important piece of the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute because it's an opportunity for us to identify those individuals who were served in a full-fledged leadership capacity in the fall. And so these individuals are responsible for developing a youth agenda, for developing service learning projects, and doing a number of different things representing young people throughout the city in a variety of different ways and really representing all of your voice. And so I think the beautiful thing about any democracy is when you have a say in that process and you're able to vote for those who you want to represent you. So we're very excited today to be able to announce the winners of that vote. So I know, we're really excited about getting the results. You guys ready to hear those results? You guys are ready for those results? All right, so what I want to do is to first introduce, an amazing leader, somebody who I respect tremendously. Director Lisa Maria Mallory with the DC Department of Employment Services is the type of leader who really just understands what it means to work at a ground level, what it means to work in an executive role, and is somebody who has really done just an amazing job of making sure that the Summer Youth Employment Program runs well, and also that the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute program is supported. So I want you guys to please give a huge round of applause to Director Lisa Mallory of the Department of Employment Services.
Thank you, dear. Good afternoon. I'm not going to take a lot of time because I know you want to know who won. All this excitement, and it's been a long day for you, and I know you're really excited to figure out who your next representatives will be. I just want to take a quick moment to thank Jaron Price. If we can give Jaron a round of applause for all of his hard work with the Summer Youth Employment Program and with this program. And I also want to thank Phil Walker. Let's give Phil a round of applause. Phil has been with DOES for quite some time, and particularly with this program, and it's so near and dear to him that when we had the opportunity for a leadership role and Phil expressed interest, we were so delighted that he would do that because he is a wonderful leader. And speaking of leaders, I don't want to waste a lot of time talking. I just want to really get all of you really to express your appreciation to the man that made all of this possible. And he was the one that allowed us to put as many people in the Summer Youth Program as would register. And he also has given us wonderful leadership and a lot of encouragement and support. And that is my boss. Please welcome him, Mayor Vincent Seagray. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody have a good time this summer? How about today? Ooh, that's pretty weak, Miss Mallory. Did y'all have a good time today? All right. Well, I'm really proud to be here. We got any alphas in the room? Uh-huh. Got any betas in the room? Alphas were a little bit louder. How about deltas? We got any deltas in the room? How about omegas? How about alphas, betas, deltas, and omegas together? All right, that's the kind of enthusiasm that we like to hear. I want to also, all of you who are going off to school, some here and some out of town this fall. I guess it's not even the fall anymore, it'll be in a few weeks, won't it? I want to wish you all the best. Who's going to American University? Anybody? How about Boston College? How about Delaware State? All right, how about Virginia State? How about Penn State? All right. University Park in Pennsylvania, right? Anyway, I want all of you who are going off to school, going off to college, I want to wish you the absolute best. I also want to thank Director Mallory for the great leadership that she has provided at our Department of Employment Services. She took over the leadership of that department about 2.5 years ago and really has done an absolutely fantastic job. And I know that because I pay so much attention to what she does. She has a very hard job. She's working to get people back to work again. And she's been working to be able to have the best summer youth employment program that we ever have had in the history of this city. And I think she has succeeded. How about a big hand for Director Lisa Mallory? And by the way, we had, I think we had 14,900 plus registered and eligible for the program. I don't know if we finished with that, but that's okay. You know, I go to the U.S. Conference of Mayors meetings where I get to meet a lot of other people who have jobs like mine. So I went to one in June, and when I got there, they said, hey, we're going to have this panel on summer youth employment. Would you be willing to speak about the summer youth employment program in D.C.? And I said, absolutely, of course, I'd be happy to. And so I was on a panel with mayors from other cities, some of which were pretty big cities. And one mayor got up and said, well, we have a summer youth employment program. Last year, we had 50 people in the program. We got 50 people again this year. 50 people. And then the next person got up and said, yeah, well, listen, we had 30 people last year, but we've increased it by 70. We're going to have 100 youth in the program this summer. And so I couldn't wait to get up there. Said, yeah, we have a summer youth employment program. We got almost 15,000 young people in the District of Columbia working. And working on real jobs, doing things that we think will advance your life. We had a 6-week program, right, Director Mallory? And I want to thank the gentleman who really has played such an instrumental role in helping us to have a great program again this year. And you just heard from him, and I'm going to ask you to give him a big, big hand because he does a great job working for our city, and that is Jaron Price. Come on, y'all can do better than that. That man had a fantastic summer. Come on, Jaron. Give it up, give it up. You know, I was at a closeout event earlier today, Director, and somebody from the media actually made a comment to me that they said, well, I haven't seen any stories about the summer youth employment program this summer. I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. I said, isn't that a shame? Because what you all do is you wait for something bad to happen. You know, like some young person didn't get paid, or somebody went to their work site and it was no work site. They went there and there was no supervisor. They went there and it was the wrong place for them to have been. They went there and there was no job, and on and on and on. And then that's the story, right? Well, guess what? There was no story like that this summer because everybody had a place to be and they got paid. And that's a shame. If you all ever get a job in the media, make sure you do some good news also, right? You know, some of the news has to be reported, but all the news is not bad, all right? You know, people running around looking for bad news, Director Mallory, to report. Well, you know what? We got a whole lot of good news in here this afternoon, and I want to applaud you all for what you have done to make this a great summer. Now, I'm also going to announce the winners of our election. But before we do that, I want to make one other announcement. How many ever heard of the March on Washington? Anybody know what year it was? Anybody know when who gave one of the greatest speeches ever given at the March on Washington? That's right. And what was the name of his speech? Right. And he had a dream, what? That we would end racial segregation in this country, that we would get people jobs, that we would bring justice to America, and that we would do a lot of good things. Anybody know what year that was? Yeah, who said that? Say it again. Yeah. How old are you, sweetie? How old are you? And you know more than these 16 and 17-year-olds in here. I'm not going to ask if anybody told you the answer, but that's all right if they did. 1963 is right. That means this year is how many years since 1963? How many? 50 years. And you know what? We are having a big march on August 24th to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the march. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Dr. King not only talked about the things that I just said, he also talked about the fact that even then, the people of the District of Columbia have very few rights. And we still don't have the rights we should have. We have a congresswoman who can't vote. That's not right, is it? Y'all think that's right? Why should we have to send our budget to some people who really don't care about our budget to have to approve? Shouldn't we be able to approve our own budget? Shouldn't we be able to approve our own laws? And you know what? Unless we stand up for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, that is never going to change. Who's heard of Frederick Douglass in here? Frederick Douglass had a lot of famous quotes, and one of them was, "Power concedes nothing without a demand." Who understands what that means? Get one of our youth. The 5-year-old, she understands it, right? Power concedes nothing without a demand. Who wants to answer that? Power concedes nothing. Yes. What does that mean?
It means that if you want something, you have to act upon it.
That's exactly right. You have to act upon it. That's a great answer. Or as they said in my neighborhood, ain't nobody giving you nothing. You want it, you better stand up for it. And you better let people know that you want it. So August 24th is a great opportunity for us to stand up for ourselves. How many people live in the District of Columbia? Anybody know? How many? How many? I thought you had your hand up. Who knows how many people live in it? 75,000. 675,000. That is very close. And in fact, it's probably closer than what we even know. We have 632,000 people who live in the District of Columbia. And you know what? Don't you think we ought to be able to get at least, Director Malley, 10% of them to show up for the march? You know what? If we got 10% of the people who live in this city to show up for this march, that would be all over the media. It would be all over the media that people stood up for their rights. You know, 2 years ago, I got so angry that I protested what they did to our budget up on the Hill. And me and 40 other people got arrested. And that was all over the world on the media, that we got arrested. If that's what it takes to win our rights, then that's what we should be prepared to do because, again, ain't nobody giving you nothing. It won't happen unless you stand up for it. Now, Director Mallory, I hope that we can mobilize our young people because, you know, most of the changes that have taken place in this country have been led by students. I saw a movie, and I'm going to recommend a movie to you all. I saw a preview of a movie last night that was fantastic. The name of it is Butler. Anybody heard of it? Nobody's seen it yet, though, right? Take my word for it. Go to see it. It is worth it. Forrest Whitaker is in it. Oprah Winfrey is in it. Cuba Gooding Jr. is in it. Terrence Howard is in it. There are a lot of big stars and big talent, but there's a message in there that you do not want to miss. And frankly, it relates to the 50th anniversary of this march, and it relates to the fact that we don't have rights here in the District of Columbia that we should have. And if we stand up for ourselves, and if we keep standing up for ourselves, we can change this, ladies and gentlemen. We can change it. And it's not going to change by us sitting around here talking about it either. We got to stand up and fight for what we think is rightfully ours. Anybody in here that thinks that we shouldn't have the rights I just talked about, would you stand up and tell me why you think that? Well, that's good news. How many people think we should have the rights that we just talked about? How many people are willing to march with us on August 24th? You know, the last place I was at, one young man raised his hand and said he couldn't make it. I said, well, how come you can't make it? He said, I got my senior pictures that day. I said, well, if we get the time change, can you make it? He said, yes. Now, anybody got a problem with their senior pictures or anything else that day? You got your senior pictures being taken that day? What school do you go to? That's exactly the same school he said. I know we can work with SEED. Where's Cedric? Cedric, we gotta work with SEED to make sure they change that time, okay? In fact, you know what? What we should do is get SEED to bring all of their students down. They were coming to the school anyway that day, right? You know, we should have every school in the District of Columbia represented in this march. Every school should say, I can bring 50, I can bring 25, I can bring 100, I can bring 250. That's the way they did the march 50 years ago. Anybody know how many people they had at that march? Who knows? What did I just do? 250,000 people showed up for that march. And you know how they got it done? Because they said in New York, Church X, you got to bring 100 people. In Cleveland, Ohio, Church X, you got to bring 200 people. In Detroit, School X, you bring 300 people. And when they put all of those numbers together, they had 250,000 people. I've been around long enough to know if we just put on, get on the news and say, hey, all y'all come down there to the march at 9 o'clock on such and such a morning. You know how many people to show up? About 5. And then we'll be embarrassed again. So if we wanna make sure that we don't get what we want, let's not show up, all right? Because people will say, you don't gotta worry about them. Look at it, they don't even have enough guts to stand up for themselves. And I know that we are better than that. So we're gonna work. Director Mallory and her staff are gonna work with you all to try to make sure we work with your schools and whoever to get you all there, okay? We want to make a showing. We want to let people know that we care about what's important to us and we are willing to stand up and fight for it. Are you willing to stand up and fight for it? All right. But you know what? We're supposed to announce the winners of these elections today too, and these are important positions. But we got a job for them right away. And the job is to help us organize folks to get down there for this march. August 24th. August 24th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And we'll have banners. We'll be down at the World War I Memorial, I think it is, where we're going to meet. Right across from Dr. King's Memorial. And we're going to be there strong that day. We're going to be there strong. Okay? Right across from Dr. King's Memorial. So, all right. I want to announce the Alpha Level Deputy Youth Mayors. Are you ready? First of all, Rico Jones. All right. I tell you what. I'm gonna let each one of them say like 30 seconds or 15 seconds or something, okay? So if I call on you, you ready to do about 15 seconds? Like, thank y'all very much. That'd be a good start, right? Okay. You ready for the second deputy mayor? Damari Small.
have to say is I grew so much doing this program, and the Alpha Level really taught me how to be myself and better myself as a better person. And I just want to thank not only the Alpha Level, thanks to everyone. Because of you, I can be myself and I can do whatever I want, because we are the future.
He's trying to like said everything, but hey, yeah, give a round of applause to Rico. That's one person that's not afraid to express himself. But I just want to thank the Alpha Level for giving me a second family. I met a lot of great people. I met my new best friend. Just some of the best people I've been around. Like it's family. Yeah.
I like his shirt. Got the eye of the tiger on there. All right. Are y'all ready now for the chairman of the Council of the District of Columbia? I would say a drum roll, but there's no drum in the room, is it? There you go. The new chairman of the council is Julian Ransom.
He's still in his costume from the fashion show.
How y'all like that victory lap he just took?
Hello everybody, how y'all doing today? Well, I don't want to keep y'all so long, so I just want to say thank you for everybody that voted for me. It was a good race, but I'm ready to get everything started.
All right. And now for the youth mayor. Youth mayor, and we're gonna have two, okay? First of all, please join me in congratulating Aaron Dildy.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone who voted for me. You know, it's just different, so please help me in supporting this. So thank you very much.
All right. And the other youth mayor is somebody who, for the first time in the history of the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute, she has won for the third time, Cecilia Thompson.
Thank you guys so much. Like, I'm so happy, I'm about to cry. I'm so excited for this year, ready to get the job done without my cat makeup on, but I'm excited. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to my brother Lawrence, Alpha Level, shout out to all the other candidates, especially my friend Deja. You guys worked so hard, and I'm so proud of all of you this year. Just thank you.
You know, she must have really done a good job because she got 77% of the vote. Isn't that fantastic? I don't know. I guess I better look out too, huh? Anyway, I'm going to ask Rico and Damari and Julian and Aaron and Cecilia, can you all work with us to make sure we have a great turnout of our youth on August 24th? Because that's where the change is going to occur. And I think you know this, Cecilia, from having done all the work you have over the last couple of years. So I'm asking you all to work with us. Let's make this a great experience. And congratulations, everybody, on a great, fantastic summer, 6 weeks, maybe the best summer youth program we've ever had in the history of the District of Columbia. Thank you all very much.
Woo!